Yo, what's up? It's X here. And before this video gets started, I just want to say part 4 of What If Deku Had Godspeed is going to come out soon. And also, I just want to give a quick thank you to all the people who watch and comment on my vids. Like, it really motivates me and, makes my day. And, like, to see people actually watching my content, it's a pretty good feeling. But other than that, if you like the video, then give the video a like and subscribe, leave a comment, and let's get this new what if started. Okay, so in this what if, Deku will actually stay quirkless up until the age of 11. All the events in the original canon will still be the same, with Deku getting picked on and having the same personality we all know and love. One day, when Deku gets home, when he's 11, keep that in mind, he's exhausted from school and being picked on when he gets home and passes out. When he passes out, he falls into a deep, deep sleep. He wakes up and sees a man with a disfigured face and dark black hair. He turns around and looks at Deku, and Deku gets kind of freaked out and asks, who are you? The man then says, my name is Obito Uchiha, and you're a long lost descendant of my clan, the last of our kind. Deku then says, I'm a what? I'm an Uchiha? Obito then looks at Deku and says, I can show you what an Uchiha is. As Deku looks at Obito puzzled, not really sure what to think, Obito then activates his Sharingan and shows Deku the history of the Uchiha clan, the wars that took place back then, how they joined the Leaf Village, and he also showed them how their clan was slaughtered as well as his entire life. He basically showed him everything there was to know about the clan in a mere second. Deku had seen almost all the history of the Uchihas as well as all of Obito's life. When Deku gets out of the Genjutsu, he's panting and sweating. He's thinking, what was that? He was scared and didn't really know what to think. Then Obito gives Deku his hand and says, what you just saw was the history of my clan. I put you under the Genjutsu. And Deku then quickly says, Genjutsu, like what I heard about in Vision? Deku then takes some moments to process everything as he just saw it. And he looks at Obito and says, you're supposed to be dead. I saw you die. I saw what you did. Obito then looks up and says, I'm dead. You're right. I've been dead for hundreds of years. And what you're seeing now is a projection of my soul. I came back from the dead to fix my mistakes and to do right. This time around, our time will be cut short, sadly, so I need you to listen to me, Deku. Well, no, not Deku, but he says Izuku. He says, will you take my eyes and fix my mistakes and do what I was never able to do? Deku then thinks of this and says, what do you mean? Obito then says, you're the last hope for our clan that died years ago. You need to break this cycle of hate and start anew. Change our ways and create a world of peace. This may be a lot to ask of you, but if you accept, I'll give to you all the tools you need to fix things. So do you? Before Obito even finished, Deku says, I accept. I'll make sure a world like yours never comes to pass, and I'll create a world where peace, where people won't have to live in fear or war. Obito then smiles and thinks he's pure. And then he tells him, I'm glad you accepted it. Wasn't sure if you would after your reaction to my genjutsu, but it's only natural since you saw so many things that most people wouldn't see in a lifetime. After seeing that, Deku's perspective on the world kind of changes a little bit, and he realizes how dark and things can get and what power can do to people. He starts having a little bit of a change with his personality. After that, Deku wakes up in a pool of cold sweat and he runs to a mirror. He then sees his eyes and thinks, no way, I have this Sharingan that I saw in the visions. He then falls to his knees and the Sharingan deactivates and he feels a sharp pain coming from his eyes as he passes out. The next morning comes around and he wakes up and his Sharingan is deactivated. He activates them and looks around and he can see everything. Things he never even noticed before. He tries to get up, but it's a little hard for him at first. Sorry about that. He then deactivates them and realizes his body is not ready for them just yet. He then starts thinking of all the things he saw while he was away and remembers the concept of chakra. He then starts to think about it and thinks, does everyone have it? He then sits down and uses some hand signs very slowly and just in a awkward motion since he doesn't actually know what he's doing. And in his mind he thinks, Fireball Jutsu! A small ball of chakra comes out of his mouth and he thinks, incredible! He then runs out of the room and shows his mom. She starts thinking, Izuku, you have a quirk? They then celebrate for a bit, and Deku has some time to think. If he has chakra, then everyone else must have it. He activates his Sharingan and looks at his mom's body. She has no chakra networks at all. It turns out nobody in the world except for himself has any chakra at all. And the reason for this is plot. Don't even question me. Like, I was trying to think of some reason why that would be the case, but let's be honest, like I have no clue. I just kind of don't want other people to have chakra, since I've seen other what ifs where they make other people have it, and oh my god, that just irritates me. Like, why would you make other people more powerful? The point is for Deku to change, not for everyone else to change, you know? Like, but yeah, that's just my point of view on things. My bad for that little rant. So he then realizes he doesn't have any time to waste, and he starts thinking back to all the things he saw in the Genjutsu and starts training his body and trains in chakra control, as well as meditating and learning how to use hand signs and how to use his Sharingan. He spends about a month training when one day, when he's in school, keep in mind, he's still 11, but he's in school, and Bakugo comes up to Deku and starts trying to bully Deku by throwing a small explosion at the back of Deku's head. When it phases right through Deku's head and he goes straight through him, and he starts tripping a little bit. He's confused and he tries it again. And right as he does that, Deku phases right through it. And Deku then gets up off his desk and says, "Why do you have to come bother me, Kachan? Just leave me alone." Bakugo hearing this gets enraged and charges at Deku, trying to use an explosion on him. When Deku then jumps on the walls and starts hanging on them, kind of like Spider-Man. He then forms the hand signs for a Fireball Jutsu and hits Bakugo with it. He then yells, "Fireball Jutsu!" And then he shoots it straight at Bakugo. He knocks Bakugo unconscious, and he takes him to the nurse, and after that, Bakugo has a big hit to his ego. And unknown to both of them, he then takes him to recovery to the nurse, and no. And unknown to both of them, a girl had recorded everything that happened, with Bakugo phasing through Deku and Deku shooting a fireball at him. And the girl was thinking, he's not quirkless. People slowly started treating Deku like he was the best, and Bakugo was just second after that. And was just second. And after that, Bakugo would challenge Deku and lose every time. He tried to keep acting like he was the best and bully other people, and Deku would always step in every single time. The school was no longer going to be Bakugo's territory. It was now protected by Deku, and it was going to stay like that for a while. After that, Bakugo quickly got used to it and realized he wasn't the best, but after realizing that, he thought, if I can't be the best just off natural talent, then I'll train to be the best. So he secretly started training to be better than Deku. This goes on for the next 3 years, and I'm just going to do a big time skip to the day of the Sludge Villain incident. And after all those years had passed, Deku learned complete chakra control, how to walk on water, how to walk on walls. He learned to reinforce his hits with chakra, kind of like Tsunade, and he also learned how to phase through things way better than before. Because keep in mind that like during 1 month, he learned how to phase. He couldn't send things to the dimension, but so far after the month, he learned how to phase, use one Fireball Jutsu, and walk on walls. But after the couple years, he learned how to use chakra on his hits, how to kamui people away with his eyes. He even learned taijutsu and how to use his Sharingan for subtle genjutsus. Nothing advanced yet, but he also learned perfect control over fire style and created a couple jutsus. He also learned lightning style and shadow clones and other little jutsus like the substitution jutsu and the transformation jutsu. He also He also learned a couple jutsus that I'll reveal later on. But yeah, like he basically learned how to fight after those 3 years of intense near-death training. You guys are probably wondering, like, bruh, 3 years? Like, how did he get this strong? But he basically trained to the point of death, like, over and over and over. And meditated for hours. He mastered his abilities of the Sharingan and learned how to use other things other than that. He learned how to read people's movements and mirror them, kind of like Kakashi. And he became extremely strong. But with his abilities out of the way, I'm gonna just do like a major time skip over to the day of the sludge villain incident. So as usual, the teacher comes in and he does his usual "I know you all want to become heroes" thing, and Bakugo doesn't get up this time, and since he doesn't really feel like he's the best, so Bakugo doesn't get up this time, and hold on, my bad. So Bakugo doesn't get up this time, and he doesn't do anything. He doesn't really think of Deku as trash anymore. He learned that he wasn't gonna be the best, and the teacher basically says, "Oh, Izuku, you want to go to UA?" He says, "I believe that you'll get in with no doubt." He says, "You have all the qualities of a hero and a powerful quirk." Everyone in class are saying, "Yeah, Midoriya will definitely get in. He's going to become number one." Everyone just starts saying good things about him. And some say, "When you become number one, don't forget about us." Then the teacher says, "I know Midoriya is great, but settle down, everyone." He then reads off, "Oh, Bakugo, you also want to get into UA?" People start saying he's not fit to become a hero. Bakugo then gets up and tell them to all go to hell, and that he'll become a great hero, and they'll be lucky to become some D-listers or a sidekick. Deku doesn't really say anything about that, and when class ends, some girls walk up to Deku and ask him to go somewhere after school, but Deku says he has somewhere to go today, and maybe he'll tag along with them another day. He starts walking through the tunnel when he senses the sludge villain, and right when it was about to jump on him, Deku uses Kamui to face right through the sludge villain, and it goes right through him, and that's when the villain says, "Give me your body, kid. I didn't know that freak was here." Deku then jumps on the roof and says, "Who are you running from?" And the sludge villain tells him to just hand over his body and make things easier. Deku then jumps at the villain and uses lightning release in his hand, kind of like the Chidori, and shocks the villain unconscious and bottles him up. Right as he does that, All Might comes around the corner saying, "I am here." All Might then says, "Oh, wait, young man, did you do this?" And Deku seeing All Might, he starts freaking out and fanboying like in the canon. He also tells him if he could please sign his autograph, sign his book, and give him an autograph. All Might signs it and thinks he must have a powerful quirk to be able to stop that villain. He then, as he finishes signing the book, he says, "What's your quirk, kid?" Deku then says, "Oh, my quirk, it's called chakra. It's life energy converted to power. I can use it to use element attacks as well as walk on water and buildings." All Might then starts to get serious and thinks maybe he can inherit One for All. And right as he's thinking this, he starts to feel it, and it gets a little hard for him to keep that form that he's in. He thinks, "Oh crap, I only have a minute left." And All Might then says this and says, "Well, you have a very powerful quirk, kid, and thank you for the help, but I have to go to deliver this villain." As he does that, Deku says, "Wait!" He then asks, "What does it mean to be the number one hero?" All Might stops with his back turned to Deku and tells him, "Young man, being the symbol of peace means being the pillar of hope for the people and saving people with a smile on your face, making them feel like they're going to be safe as long as you're there." All Might then coughs and says, "Oh, time's almost up. I gotta go, kid." He jumps off, and Deku walks home thinking about this, and obviously since he actually has power in this version, he doesn't ask if he can be a hero or jump on the leg, so I don't think that the Bakugo incident will happen. I mean, unless All Might's stupid. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just gonna say that it doesn't happen just because I don't really feel like it's relevant to the story. Since I'm just gonna say it now, I'm not gonna give One for All to Deku since I don't think he needs it. I mean, he's already gonna be a powerhouse on his own. So yeah, like leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe. Tell me what you think down below, and that's gonna be the end of What If Deku Had Obito's Eyes. Hope you guys enjoyed, and like I said in the beginning, thank you guys for subbing and leaving comments and liking the videos because it really does help, encourage. And let me know what you think of the video. I also have the other two What Ifs, but I don't think nobody really wants to watch those, so I'll probably delete those later unless somebody wants a part 2 to those. But with all that out of the way, peace.